Tonight on OC News, we bring you coverage of Hollywood's biggest night from the red carpet.
And at an event for OC residents at the Anaheim Garden Walk. Also, OC residents helped ring in the Vietnamese New Year with the Tet Festival. All that and more in this edition of OC News. Good evening and thank you for joining us for OC News. I'm Blake Arthur.
And I'm Averill Tamaiko. OC News is brought to you by the Broadcast Journalism Institute at Cal State Fullerton.
We begin our newscasts with Hollywood's biggest night, the 85th Annual Academy Awards.
The film Argo was the big winner, coming away with the Oscar for Best Picture and Best Adapted Screenplay, despite director Ben Affleck not receiving a nomination for the Best Director category.
There was a huge tribute to the James Bond film franchise throughout the show as it celebrated its 50th anniversary. The show also featured a rousing performance from the cast of Les Miserables, which was nominated for Best Picture. Our own Joe Moeller was on the red carpet at the Dolby Theater with coverage of the ceremony.
I'm Joe Moeller here on the red carpet. I got the chance to be here right before the show started. I had a total recap of Hollywood's biggest night just for you guys. Here you go.
The 85th Annual Academy Awards started with all the A-listers hitting the red carpet here in Hollywood at the Dolby Theater. What would the Oscars be without fashion? Charlize Theron, Jennifer Aniston, and Jennifer Lawrence all showed up looking better than ever. As for this year's Academy Awards host, Family Guy creator Seth MacFarlane received mixed reviews for his singing, dancing, and some arguably over-the-top jokes.
Who really got inside Lincoln's head was John Wilkes Booth.
A few major wins for some of the biggest films of the year, with Best Director going to Ang Lee for Life of Pi. Daniel Day-Lewis won Best Actor in a leading role in Lincoln. Jennifer Lawrence walked away with an Oscar for Best Actress in a leading role in Silver Linings Playbook. But she also won for Best Oscar Moment when she took a spill on stage.
Nominated in this category for Winter's Bone.
Best Original Song went to Adele for James Bond's Skyfall, which she also performed during the show. The biggest surprise of the night was the appearance of Michelle Obama.
The Oscar goes to...
when she presented the Oscar for Best Picture to Argo, and Ben Affleck accepted the award with a very emotional speech. As the night came to an end, the stars attended the glamorous Governor's Ball, wrapping up one of Hollywood's biggest nights.
And even Cal State Fullerton students got to experience Hollywood's biggest night. Our own Deanne Lopez dressed up to walk our own red carpet.
As Hollywood's finest walked the red carpet, the beautiful people of OC had their very own red carpet to walk.
Our third year that we've done this event, and it's established by the College of Communications, and it was meant to be a fundraiser and kind of a branding effort to make our college more known within the community.
From bottomless soft drinks to never-ending popcorn, this year's event was popping.
We've really jazzed it up a little bit. We have the jazz band out front from CSUF. We have Stella Dot fashion jewelry here. We have the body shop here doing a glam station. So we've really tried to give guests more than just coming and sitting down and watching the show.
OC's viewing party had their very own Johnny Depp and Merida from the movie Brave make an appearance. But it was Mr. Abe Lincoln and Mary Todd Lincoln who won the contest for Best Celebrity Lookalike. And boy, were they in character.
Nice to be here. I told him to be safe in the theater. You never know what could happen in the theater.
A little nervous going back in, but we're not going to sit in the balcony this year.
It was little Amber here who took the win for Best Dress. Then inside the theater, guests seemed to be having a great time playing trivia during commercial breaks and watching their favorite actors on the 65-foot ultra maximum screen.
I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Yeah, it was really fun because I got to see stuff with communications, and I really want to major in that when I get to college. So it was a really good experience coming and seeing all that stuff.
All the money made from ticket sales to this event will be going towards student scholarships in the College of Communications department. As tonight's Oscar viewing party came to an end, everyone left home with their very own swag bag. Reporting for OC News, I'm Deanne Lopez.
People were injured in a 5-car pileup in Fountain Valley, which closed the 405 northbound for an hour Monday morning. The crash happened near the Euclid exit as an overturned truck blocked the carpool lane and left lanes of the freeway. Police are unsure what caused the accident. The hearts of many Cal State Fullerton students are filled with sadness after the ceremony for Monica Kwan. Former Cal State Fullerton women's basketball assistant coach Mo was honored alongside her fiancé Keith Lawrence at Concordia University, and many Cal State Fullerton students and athletes were in attendance. Fortunately, the spirits of the women's basketball team and students have been slightly lifted after the Titans won their first game since the loss of Coach Mo yesterday. The Titans defeated UC Davis 60-42 on the road and snapped their 9-game losing streak.
The Vietnamese community just celebrated Tet, which is the biggest celebration all year in their culture. This holiday is like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year wrapped into one big holiday for the Vietnamese. Madeline Skanes has more on this celebration.
The Vietnamese Tet New Year, which took place in Garden Grove, is celebrated in many ways, and one is with their traditional wedding ceremony. The ceremony made many transitions, from an intimate moment to a long procession across the festival, with their large wedding party following behind them. A traditional Vietnamese wedding, unlike most weddings, do not allow kissing before or even after the rings are exchanged. But after a nudge from the crowd, a simple kiss on the cheek seemed to be okay for those who stick with tradition.
It's always it's like a tradition you want to be part of, so it's great. It's a great feeling. It's always an honor to be in a great grand event where your culture goes back. So I'm happy, and it's a proud thing to be part of.
This ceremony is just one of many cultural events that is put on for all to see during Tet's 3-day-long celebration.
The traditional Vietnamese wedding we just saw was definitely a great way to help celebrate Tet. Reporting from Garden Grove, I'm Madeline Skanes.
Another part of the Tet Festival included a wartime memorabilia collector that put all of his items out on display. Shannon McPherson has more on the story.
Nearly 38 years ago, the Vietnamese celebrated the ending of a war. Today, they celebrate the beginning of a new year. It is here at the Tet Festival in Garden Grove that the memories and memorabilia of the war can be appreciated. This family-friendly scene is where young men portray their grandfathers, and a vast collection of real wartime photos, patches, and uniforms can be seen. Among the hundreds of items that Darwin Hall collects, this flag is the most expensive, but difficult for Darwin to call his favorite. After 20 years, Darwin owns more memorabilia than one may care to count.
It's really hard to pick a favorite because everything has its own quality to it.
While he has kept in touch with the veteran who started his hobby, Darwin always enjoys meeting new ones.
I really like meeting veterans, and that's really the greatest enjoyment that I have. And they'll come out here, and a lot of times they'll have their children and their grandchildren with them who don't know anything about the war, and the patches and the uniforms will sort of serve as the impetus for talking about, this is what I wore back when I was 20-something, when I was young and handsome or something like that. So, I really like that.
If you're interested in seeing more, go to rvnhs.com. I'm Shannon McPherson reporting.
Sharing bikes might become a regular way to commute in Fullerton this summer. Orange County Transportation Authority just awarded a $1.48 million contract to Bike Nation to start a bike sharing pilot program that can make transportation between downtown Fullerton and Cal State Fullerton an easier commute. This project started in July 2012 and will test the bike sharing this summer.
The Placentia police found 30 weapons as they served a search warrant at a storage unit. Some of the weapons found had been stolen. The unit was located in the 500 block of Crowther Street in Placentia. The weapons were discovered while investigating a man for allegedly selling drugs and stealing motorcycles. 3 suspects were taken into custody and sent to the Orange County Jail. Coming up in sports, we head out to the baseball diamond where the Titans baseball team season is underway.
While the Angels and Dodgers are heading to spring training to prepare for their upcoming seasons. Former Surgeon General C. Everett Koop has died. He was 96. Koop, who was an AIDS activist, was also a pediatric surgeon and evangelical Christian from Philadelphia. An assistant at Koop's Dartmouth College Institute, Susan Williams, confirmed his death but did not disclose its cause. Koop was born in New York, the only son of Manhattan banker and the nephew of a doctor. He also pioneered surgery on newborns and successfully separated 3 sets of conjoined twins. Meanwhile, research has found that a Mediterranean-style diet has found to cut heart risks. The study lasted 5 years and involved 7,500 people in Spain. Those who ate Mediterranean-style with lots of olive oil or nuts had a 30% lower risk of major cardiovascular problems compared to those who were told to follow a low-fat diet. Physicians have called it the best and largest prospective diet trials ever done. The Titan baseball team is off to a fantastic start, and the men's basketball team is getting ready to close their season. Blake has all the details.
Thanks, Averill. Titans men's basketball team is 14-13 on the season and 6-8 in Big West Conference play. Their offense ranks 4th in the country, averaging just over 80 points a game, but it is their defense and rebounding that has been their downfall. As it stands right now, Cal State Fullerton will be the 7th seed heading into the Big West tournament and most likely would play the University of Hawaii. Let's hit the diamond, shall we? That was a rhetorical question, but here we are now to some news on Titan baseball. The 18th ranked Titan baseball team has had a fast start to the season, going 8-0 in their first 8 games. They recently took their talents to Fort Worth, Texas over the weekend for a 3-game series with the Texas Christian Horned Frogs, and they came away with 3 convincing wins. The Titans will spend this week preparing for what's sure to be an even series against the Oregon Ducks. This will be the Titans' biggest test of the season, as Oregon is ranked 6th in the country and led by former Titan head coach George Horton. First pitch will be at 7 p.m. this Friday at Goodwin Field. All right, and now to the guys who get paid to play the game. With the Dodgers adding pitcher Zach Greinke this offseason to a team already with ace Clayton Kershaw and the ever-so-talented Matt Kemp, the Dodgers are the odds-on favorite in the National League. So it was only natural for the team down the 5 freeway to counter by signing the 2nd most coveted player on the market in outfield slugger Josh Hamilton. Opening day is set for March 31st, as both the Angels and the Dodgers will have their sights set on winning a championship. And now to our final story, saving the best for last, of course. Will the Lakers make the playoffs? That seems like the question everyone wants to know, but look no further, we have an answer. When asked about the Lakers making the playoffs, superstar Kobe Bryant had this to say, and I quote, "It's not a question of if we make the playoffs, we will. And when we get there, I have no fear of anyone. Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Denver, whoever. I have zero nervousness about that." I guess that shouldn't be a shock to anyone given Bryant's confidence and competitive nature. However, the Lakers will have a difficult task tonight as they are in Denver to play the Nuggets, who are 23-3 in their home building. That's all for today's sports coverage. Let's go back to Averill.
When we return, prepare your eyes and ears for the rap skills of the track and field team and the many other talents displayed at the Student Talent Show. This Saturday, the Fullerton Museum Plaza will be putting on the 3rd annual Downtown Art Walk. This special event features the art produced by the Fullerton community. There will be live music, dancing performances, a beer and wine garden, and food trucks. Come and dig for treasures on Sunday at the Grove's Antique Market in Orange County. The first Sunday of every month, you can sort through antiques, fine art, and collectibles at the Great Park Festival site. Now through April 21st, you can visit the Discover Center and experience the Indiana Jones exhibition. The National Geographic has put together real history of archaeology, interactive areas for children, and props from the George Lucas film. General admission is $10, and children 3 to 14 years old are free. Did you know the Cal State Fullerton women's tennis team also knows how to synchronize swim? The 2nd annual Student Athlete Talent Show showed their abilities. If you wanted to know what CSUF athletes offer beyond academics and sports, the 2nd annual Student Athlete Talent Show showcased their abilities. Athletes were seen preparing behind the scenes. Athletic counselor and judge Meredith Basil tells us how the acts were judged.
Creativity, presentation, crowd appeal, and overall performance.
The tennis team tells me how they feel about their win.
It's amazing. I couldn't imagine anything better for today.
Nothing's better.
It's It's great.
Proud of everyone.
Great day to be a Titan.
It is a great day to be a Titan.
Times on three. 1, 2, 3. Friday!
That was quite the package. Were you in that package? I know you play tennis.
I do play tennis. I'm also now a synchronized swimmer.
All right, I think that'll do it for OC News. You guys have a terrific week. I'm Blake Arthur.
And I'm April Tamaiko, and thank you for joining us.